But let's move on and talk about the Speak June data and the index, which is indicating that the hiring activity has actually stayed quite muted in the month of June. They've just witnessed a 8% sequential correction as well as an 8% decline versus June 2023. What more are the details of this? Let's bring on board Pawan Goyal, who is the Executive Director and Chief Business Officer at Naukari.com. Pawan, good morning and thank you so much for joining in with us on ET Now. And, I want to start by talking about when you're looking at it, the positive momentum that was there in the last couple of months. June has seen a bit of a moderation. Is there any seasonality that is coming into play or a one-off that is coming into the play for the month of June? And what is the main reason behind this moderation?
So the June Jobspeak Index is actually a surprise. Normally between April, May to June, June remains flattish or sees a little bit upside. The fact that this is a 8% down is a bit of surprise. Now, if you look at it more granularly, this 8% decline is actually pretty secular. It is a decline in IT as well as non-IT. In non-IT stable sectors such as FMCG, oil and gas, they've corrected by 9 to 10%. Healthcare, 13% sequential correction. Hospitality and travel is also down 14%. So overall at non-IT, there's an 11% month-on-month down. This remains an enigma as to why June is so secularly slow. Okay. There are some bright spots though in June. While the overall it is down, the non-metro cities, okay, such as in Gujarat, Ahmedabad, Baroda, Gandhinagar, Surat, in central India, Bhopal, Indore, Raipur, in Rajasthan, Jaipur, Jodhpur and Udaipur, they all are growing in double digits. So that's one bright spot. The second bright spot is the demand for AI ML continues to grow. It's 20% year on year. Finally, as we see in premiumization in FMCG, similarly in talent, the experience segment continues to see double-digit growth in demand. However, that also has moderated. It used to be in 20% plus. It's come down to 13, but still nevertheless a growth.
Pawan, just want to know a bit more, right? You highlighted, some pressure points where IT side, but are you seeing a lot of softness then that is creeping into in terms of hiring specifically there?
So IT was minus 2% last May, and now it is down 8% month on month. So IT situation is not improving, at least as from June. So we'll have to wait and watch, see whether June is a one-off and things recover in July. But we were equally surprised with the June jobs peak numbers.
Right. Pawan, the other thing I wanted to understand was about IT specifically, because last time I recall you told us that there is some stability coming in. But again, in the month of June, there has been a dip and even the GCC, etc., has taken a knock. What explains that now?
Actually, we've been trying to figure that out. We don't have a very good handle on that. As everyone, the June was expected to actually go up, and we are surprised.
Okay. Give us a sense then overall in terms of what the outlook is for IT for the full FY. Are you seeing a single digit growth or is there sort of decline? Just the expectation in terms of overall hiring as well?
Yeah. So expectation wise, I think if you look at the bench utilization in the IT services firms, they are nearing their all-time high. So as there is more clarity on US elections and things on that front, we expect bench utilization as well as clarity on that to start driving demand there as well. But while that is the expectation, we don't see signs of it now, and especially with June data, it is less clear now.
So Pawan, you talked about as to how FMCG and tourism are the green spots right now. Tell us a little bit more about whether it seems like it's a sustained trend or if it's only bottomed out and you're only seeing some green shoots emerge, not a very conclusive material move.
So non-IT has actually been continuing to do well. FMCG has been doing well for a sustained period. Only what we saw in June was a moderation of growth. Now, what we have to see is whether this is just one-off. people taking a pause to understand the election outcome and animal spirits come back in, or this is a long-term indicator. We'll need to wait and watch on that front. But non-IT has been growing consistently for some time.
Right, non-IT surely is growing consistently for some time. Slight bit of a moderation in June, and you're saying we'll have to wait out maybe to get more details in terms of how they're headed for the next few months. But also, what's your thought in terms of any comments on the draft gig worker bill that's come in Karnataka? How do you see that playing out in terms of hiring? What is it that one could be expecting there?
I'm actually not in a position to comment on that one, so I'll pass on that.
Okay. Okay, then, let's just talk about, while you're highlighting that, tier 3, tier 4 cities, you said, have grown in double digit. So over there, while you're seeing a good growth there, any specific sectors that are leading to this or driving the growth over there? What is it that is a trend? Is that mainly coming in from the consumption side?
So these are mostly non-IT sectors in this tier 2, tier 3 towns, which I've called out. Gujarat, in Gujarat, it's mostly manufacturing industry. Now, I don't have the specific sectoral color beyond non-IT in these areas, but it is non-IT which is driving growth there.
Okay, just one more thing I want to know in terms of the education side. How is that shaping up, and any word on what's happening there?
Just one second. Yeah, education is also down both year on year, month on month, everyone, where it is down 6-7% in line with the Jobspeak Index. So, and that's been the trend for a while. So education is not, we've not seen that improving. I think there is an overhang of edtech in education where, as you know, edtech has moderated. So that has also impacted the overall education hiring.
Pawan, that there is a possibility right now, what I was reading also in terms of just the numbers, that while experienced people like more than 16 years, that has managed to see a growth in terms of hiring trend. But the entry level, or maybe you could say 3 years, 4 to 7 years, that's seeing a decline. What does that actually indicate? Is it the problem that you're, while hiring for, newer people or newer hires, is something of concern versus experienced players?
Yes. So campus hiring is pretty soft. People want to hire fewer but more experienced people, and this is a trend which is now sustained for a long period of time. For the last 1 year, we've continued to see that. When I looked at it, whether it's IT, non-IT, actually this trend is there across all segments. In IT as well as non-IT, is experienced talent who can add value to the organization immediately. That's a lot more in demand right now.
So you think this will continue also for the full year and going forward in this year as well?
So I wish I had a crystal ball, but based on the past indicators, that's what it looks like right now.
Okay, surely, Pawan, thank you so much for joining in with us this morning on ET Now, talking to us about all those trends that are shaping up on the hiring front. And IT, yes, the subduedness has surely continued. FMCG as well as the tourism, that's seen a bit of a moderation this time, but that growth momentum has been there in the past. So let's keep an eye out on that.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.